Can I ask a question? Ahmad Ikhlas, your style was with that Caribbean flavour, and it was pretty cool, and I really enjoyed it. Has that been something which has been there continually, and have you drawn a lot from it? I mean, I'm assuming that you weren't born a Muslim, and this is something you sort of inherited from before. So, can you explain a bit about how that's influenced you, and also I want to ask you about how the influence of poetry in your life generally, and what it does for you, basically.
No, obviously I don't talk in a Caribbean accent. Basically, I come from a Caribbean household, and I was raised by my grandmother. And in my household, patois was spoken on a daily basis. So the way I express that in my poetry is because I feel like it's a part of me. It's a part of my upbringing as well. And the fact that I embraced Islam, I wanted to keep, a piece of my identity. Also, just to express and show others as well that, obviously I am a Muslim, and also express my, my heritage and my style in my culture, my heritage. Does that answer the question? What's the question? The second part. Oh yeah, poetry. I think poetry for me is very powerful, and I think it has the power to influence people as well. And I've seen, like, on both sides of the field, positive and negative as well. And what I try to do is obviously tap into the positive as well. And it's always nice to see how the positive side of poetry and the words kind of affect and influence people as well. So I think poetry is definitely an important vehicle, especially to engage the youth as well, and people that just have a curiosity as well, like within Islam. I see poetry as a medium, as a bridge, as a way of inviting people into what Islam has to offer as well, because people like to hear things in a beautiful style and tone as well. And if the message is in a way that's very favourable, then you'll grab somebody's ear and attention as well. So I think poetry is a very, very good tool that we should use and take advantage of it, inshallah.
Excuse me, can I ask a question? Talking about his style across the people, do you get frowned upon? Sorry. Do you get frowned upon? Can I ask? Do you get frowned upon by the stereotype Muslim when you're reciting your poetry, because they can't understand you because of your dialect or the rhythm you're coming across, you're reciting your poetry? I mean, I thought your poetry was really nice, and I understood every word you were saying, but as I was looking around the room, there was like people that was like, they're like taboo kind of. Do you find that? Or how do you overcome it?
Okay. To be honest, no, actually I haven't really found anybody frowning upon my style. I mean, if they do, because they don't understand it, I can understand. It's understandable. I mean, obviously I've been in situations where I've been in the masjid and not be able to understand what's being said, and but obviously if I'm using my common sense, everyone around me can understand what's being said. So there is a benefit. It goes with with poetry. We have different languages and different cultures, and it's our right to express our message in our culture. And not everyone's going to understand it, but for those that do understand it will obviously benefit and appreciate it as well. So Islam is vast, we're many tongues and many cultures, and I've being a Muslim, growing up in London, I've learned to be patient as well, with other cultures and other people as well, and be tolerant. I've realised that people of the same culture, they like to be around each other as well, and an ordinary Muslim, he might prefer to go to a masjid where there's Urdu being spoken as well, just like Caribbean people would like to be around their own people and hear poetry being delivered in their own language and mother tongue. So, like I said, Islam is vast and it's wide and it's for everyone. So.
I just wanted to ask, given the Caribbean culture is very faith-based, how's that culture exchange with you, being Muslim?
I think most Caribbean people are Christian. To be honest, with the Caribbean people, with what I say and how we deliver it, it's not so much the problem of God, because you don't really find that many Caribbean atheists. But I think for some that obviously are not Muslim, for them it's like an eye opener, because they're hearing something that's very familiar, but with a new message as well. So for me, it's a way of dawah to them as well. So I've had obviously non-Muslims and come up to me and say, I like your style, and I appreciate what you're saying. So maybe inshallah, maybe they might even look into Islam about that as well. So.
Do you think Bob Marley was that close to being a revert? Because given his lyrics and what he speaks about, and it's a worldwide message, do you think he was pushing his way?
I thought that was just a piece of Rastafari. I thought that was like a piece of love all the way around.
No, if you listen to his lyrics are worldwide.
Yeah, I think his lyrics, are universal. The universal lyrics is obviously what he sang about was to love your fellow man, to be God conscious as well. Obviously there was an element of Rastafarian in there as well, but I think if we listen to a lot of his music, if we put aside the Rastafarianism, we can relate to a lot of the stuff that he was saying. I mean, I have heard stories that he was speaking to various shayukh before he died, but Allahu Alam.